akala ko tapos na yung mga elimination. Hindi pa pala. Kasi to be honest, nakala ko pag nag-flight attendant, ngingiti lang ako, magpo-project lang ako, naka-uniform, naka-hat. So, kala ko ganun lang, magwe-welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Please fasten your seatbelt, we're about to take off. Kala ko ganun lang, hindi pala. Yun, after ko maging online teacher, nakakatuwa. Imagine mo, I was already 29 years old no nakita ko na may job opening for flight attendant. Nagkakaroon ng mga mass hiring sa international airline based in Middle East. Kaya lang ang problema, nung time na merong maraming opening na nasa Quezon City, hindi ako umabot kasi nung merong open day na day 1, hindi ko alam, hindi ko nabasa agad. Day 2 na yun. So parang hindi na ako pwedeng umattend kasi bakit? Nung nabasa ko, it's already day 2 recruitment day. Dapat day 1 pa lang, umattend na ako. So, cut a long story short, hindi ako naka-attend. Then, after a couple of months, if I'm not mistaken, nagkaroon ulit ng open day. Pero, ang venue sa hotel naman sa Clark, Pampanga. Taga Malabon ako. And it's a 3-day recruitment process. So, sabi ko, ang hirap kasi hindi naman ako pwede magpabalik-balik pa. So, may dala kami mga maleta ni Mama. Ayan, masashare ko sa inyo yung mga picture. And punta kami doon. Tapos dala-dala namin. Sakay kami tricycle, sakay kaming bus. Syempre, sakay ng jeep, dala-dala yung mga maleta. Pero, so tingnan mo, bakit nagdala na ako ng maleta? Ba't nagdala na kami ni Mama ng maleta? Paano kung hindi ako pumasa sa day 1? Di uuwi na agad ako. Nag-check-in pa kami sa hotel. Nung time na yun, sa hotel. Nung time na yun, wala na maraming damit. Kasi, that time, ginulo ko and pinag-pray ko talaga na, Lord, this is going to be my last chance. Kasi I'm already 29 years old. Pag di pa ako pumasa, Lord, paano na? You know, for me, it's okay for me to fail, but I don't want to live a life with regret na ito na, nagbukas na ng pagkakataon si Lord. Hindi ko pa ginalingan. Hindi pa ako nag-prepare. Hindi ko pa ibinigay yung best ko. So, nung time na yun, nagpunta na nga kami ni Mama, sobrang hirap kasi syempre, wala ka nang budget, mag-check-in ka pa. Tapos, hindi mo alam kung papasa ka ba. So, this is where my flight attendant journey will start. I was already 29 years old that time. And nung pagpunta ko doon, nag-ocular inspection ako. And yun din yung importance talaga ng preparation, which is I'm going to discuss din sa mga future events natin. Sa January, we're gonna have this conference and I'm gonna be sharing that one. And kung gusto nyo magkaroon ng idea, syempre, ipuput ko yan, link dyan sa taas. Noong day 1, pumunta kami, open day, pumasa ako. Ang hirap din kasi ang gaganda nila, ang gagaling nila. Makikita nyo, sobrang physically, mga artista sila. Sila yung mga dating nasa PBB ni Kuya. Tapos sabi makakasabay mo, naglalakad, marampa, parang nagmo-model ng Miss Universe. Tapos parang ako, sino ba naman ako, diba? Ano ba naman ako para makapasa doon? Pag tinitignan ko sila, ang gaganda nila, ang gagaling nila, ang babata pa nila. Galing pa sila sa mga mas mga kilalang school pa. So, pinanghinaan talaga ako ng loob, but I just keep on praying. Sabi ni Lord sa akin, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be terrified, for the Lord your God is with you. Yun yung pinanghawakan ko. I was reading the Bible before no recruitment day. Sabi ko, Lord, 29 years old na ako para pa mag-flight attendant. Pero dati 25 years old lang yung age limit, but you open door for me na bigla walang age limit, hindi na sila naghihigpit. So sabi ko, sana may chance pa ako before naman ako mag-turn ng 30 years old. And ang nakakatuwa nun, nung day 1, na-share ko din yan, libo-libo yung mga applicants na nandoon. So yung pila, abot labas ng hotel. Tapos, pupunta ka lang ako, sabing ka lang nala sandali. Tapos, together with the blonde hair recruiters, hindi sila mga Pilipino. And then, nung kinausap nila ako, sabi nila sa akin, we would like to invite you for day 2. And they gave me a piece of paper na sabi ko, ang sarap nung feeling na alam mo, pumasa ka sa day 1. Sa kahit gaano kadami yung mga applicants, isa ka sa mga napili. Pero syempre, pagdating ng day 2, ganun pa din. Ang dami pa rin na-eliminate. So, onti lang yung kinukuha nila. Para sa 2,000, parang 50 lang ata, or 40, or 30. Sa day 3, ganun din. Karoon pa rin ng elimination. And after the 3-day recruitment process, naghintay kami. So, nagpa-email naman sila. Months din siguro, 1 month, 2 months din, na go na kami for medical exam. Pagdating sa medical exam, lahat pa titignan nila kasi they want to make sure that you are physically able, you are physically fit, because being a flight attendant, it's quite a demanding job. So, they want to know if you can comply with for example, you have different time in different countries, so that's what we call circadian rhythm. It's also one of the major challenges, if you're gonna ask me, that I faced that time, yung feeling na aalis ka sa bansa, tapos umaga, pag maris ka, pag land mo sa bansang pupuntahan mo, umaga na naman, tapos kailangan mo matulog dahil may flight ka na naman sa susunod na araw. And naging ganun pala yung magiging challenges once you become a flight attendant. Kasi ako, naging flight attendant na ako. So, naranasan ko na yung mga ganong klase pagsubok. Ngayon, after naman ng mga medical, so lahat-lahat talaga titignan, x-ray, history, kung meron ka bang tuberculosis, primary complex, o sakit sa baga, nung bata ka pa, na wala ka pang isip, so makikita din nila yun sa x-ray, and lahat talaga titignan nila. Kaya, ganun na lang ako kung mag-advise na that we really have to prepare mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, because it's going to be really challenging once you start working away and miles away from home, kasi doon ka na nakabase. And then what happened after that, after ng medical ko, napaka-generous ng company. Sila na bumili ng ticket, sila na nag-ayos ng visa, sila na ang nag-organize. Ang gagawin na lang namin is iayos yung mga dadali naming gamit, and sumakay kami sa aeroplano, pumunta na kami sa ibang bansa because the training will start. So, hindi pa kasi tapos hindi ka pa official flight attendant because you still have to go through the training. It was 2 months training for me. Eto na, nag-training na. Akala ko tapos na yung mga elimination. Hindi pa pala. Kasi to be honest with you, when it comes to training, merong mga written exam. Katulad yan, di ba? Sa module ngayon, may mga modules tayo, mga kabataan dyan. Di ba? Ang hirap. Pagdating sa pagiging flight attendant, may mga modules pa rin, may mga training pa din. Ako, to be honest with you, I was the weakest link. Muntik na ako hindi pumasa dun sa training sa abroad. Bakit? Kasi ang daming written exam, may safety questions, may first aid questions, merong pang mga service questions. So, sobrang nahirapan ako dun sa training. And to be honest, akala ko pauwi na ako. Sorry, Jeremy, we regret to inform you, but you have failed the training here. Because it was too difficult. I keep on doing stupid things, stupid mistakes. Pero, because the help of my trainers, sabi nila, it's for your own good. The reason why we're being strict to you, because once you start becoming an official flight attendant, you're gonna be facing more complicated customers. You're gonna be facing more challenges. You will be stressed. They will really squeeze you up to the limit. But you have to be strong. That's the reason why we're trying to put too much pressure on you right now, because once you become an official flight attendant, once you go on board, once you meet customers, real life customers, you will see that is the real challenge. And now you have to be strong. You have to overcome this pressure. You need to have a healthy mental well-being. Of course, you're dealing with different nationalities. Hindi naman ang mga Filipino trainer mo, hindi lang naman Filipino ang mga katrabaho mo, hindi naman mga Filipino lang ang mga customers mo. You will be facing different nationalities, yung mga nationalities na hindi natin alam may ganun pala. For example, I have a batchmate, 20, naging 19 kami. They're from Serbia, It's another European destination. Sabi ko, ano yung Serbia? Bakit yun yung nationality nila? Alam ko, Siberian Husky yung dog. So, may ganun palang nationality. Hindi ko alam. Akala ko pag sinabing South Africa ka nakatira, maitim ka. Hindi ko alam, blonde lady na magaganda, yung mga kasama ko sa training, mga British accent sila. Kasi sa South Africa pala, parang na-conquered din sila ng mga white people. So, parang hindi ko alam yun. Hindi ko alam na ganito pala kalawak ang mundo na pinapasukan ko once na maging international flight attendant ako na nakabase sa Middle East. Pero, praise God because I was able to overcome all these trials because of the preparation that I've been doing. And after noon, pumasa ako after the 2 months training.
Hello! My goodness ako! I passed the exam. Yung practical po namin, sabi nung leave siya ng comment dun sa paper ko, sabi, great performance, very confident, competent, loud and clear voice. She did well in the equipment. Kaya pasado na ako. Thank you, Lord.
Training. And my first ever flight was in Madrid, Spain. That was January 1st of the year. And then in 1 month, I was able to travel 7 destinations already. Madrid, Spain, Beijing, China, Indonesia, Bangkok, Thailand, United Kingdom, different destinations in London. I had Japan. You know, there are too many destinations. I was able to travel in different destinations. And if you want to know what are the other benefits and privileges or how much is the salary prior to this global pandemic, yes, kumikita kami ng 150,000, 160,000, 170,000 Philippine peso. Ganun kalaki yung sweldo ko before nung wala pa global pandemic, nung marami pa yung mga lipad ko. So, nandiyan naman yan sa cabin crew or flight attendant benefits and privileges. Sabi ko, yun yung reward. Pero, yung nakikita natin na si Miss Jermaine marunong ng magsalita, confident na, pero ano ba yung mga pinagdaanan ko bago ko narating yung narating ko? Ano ba yung mga challenges? Gaano ba ako nahirapan? Yung mga pain, yung mga struggles, yung puyat, yung pagod, sobra rin yung pinagdaanan ko. Kaya ngayon, yung pinagdadaanan nyo, let it serve, see it this way. This is your training ground. Yung challenges nyo, difficult people around you, difficult situation, difficult modules, yung kahirapan ng buhay, yung physically hindi ka maganda, napakita ko yan kung gaano ko kataba at kakaitim dati, kung gaano kang pan-dinosaur yung ipin ko, napakita ko yan sa mga previous vlogs ko, and that's why I would like to encourage you now na I mean it when I say it, kung kinaya ko, kakayanin mo din because we are all here to help you. And dahil dyan, ituloy na natin ang ating But wait, there's more. So, nabanggit ko, diba? Now we're going to have some games. So, I'm gonna give out prizes for those who left a comment dun sa dati nating video. Alright?